Okay, so I1. Keep your negatives on the inside, positives on the outside. This is the square root of -1. This is I squared. This is I cubed. And this is I to the 4th. Okay, so why am I making you learn I to the 233rd power? And here's why. Because I want you to learn a skill. And the only way that I can be assured that you learn the skill is if I pick this number and make it really huge. For instance, if I said, what is I to the... Kaylin, will you shut that door? Or somebody. I feel like I'm fighting to talk. Okay, so if I said I to the 10th power, nobody... Yeah, y'all are just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up, it's -1. Okay? But the odds are, if I say I to the 233rd power, hopefully, yeah, you don't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, until you get to 233, because that would be bad. So, essentially, all you're doing is dividing this number by 4. Every 4, it repeats itself. So I just want to know how many times will 4 go into this number and what's left over. That's your really important thing. It's remainder. Like this one. 4 goes into 10 2 times with 2 left over. That's the 2 that I counted down. 1, 2, and got my -1. Okay? So what am I going to do up here? Well, whichever number it's divisible by. What do you mean?
Divided by 2.
The answer is I. Okay, wait. I don't know what y'all are doing. Okay? Come.
Square root of -1 is 1. So, like, if it's divisible by 1, so it's not divisible by 2 or 3 or 4. So it can only be divisible by 1. So it has to be.
If it's divisible by 2 and not 4, it's going to be -1.
It's going to be -1.
If it's divisible by 4, it's going to be 1. Divisible by 3.
But 10's not divisible by 4.
Divisible by 2, so it's -1.
Okay. 236. Yeah. So what are you going to pick? Yeah, you would. You would pick 4 because it's the bigger number. Okay. So let's try it again. Let's go I to the 27th. Very good. Very good. All right. That's like awesome way. Awesome way. No. I've never done it that way.
That's how I did it. That's how I did it.
Like, before you said anything, I just put it that way. So.
As soon as you put it up there.
All right. Well, y'all little smart kids. I always say, how many times have I said, you are way smarter than I
I never
am.
thought of it if you would have said something first about the other way. I would have done it your way. But before you said anything.
Yeah, I mean, I just did it. I just took out the groups of 4s and then said, how many do I have left over? That's awesome. Okay, good deal. All right, so let's talk about the new stuff today. New stuff. Now look, here's what's going to happen. Tomorrow and Wednesday, I'm teaching the same lesson because half of y'all will be gone Tuesday, and then the other half will be gone on Wednesday. Okay, because y'all are doing that TSI testing. So, right over the other side of that little, right there. To the right. I think there's a stack of them. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you're going to be here both days? I'm excited because I'm testing. I'm teaching both days. I'm teaching the same lesson Tuesday and Wednesday. So if you're here both days, then learn it one time. If you need it again, you can have it again. Or if you want to work on your worksheet, you can. Your test is Thursday and Friday. Your worksheet will be due on Thursday. If you can do the worksheet, you ought to be good on the test. Remember that one part of the test will be this stuff right here and this stuff right here without a calculator. Okay, so if I were you on my worksheet, I'd do them without a calculator and then check them on the calculator.
Which one you got?
Yes, you'll have a calculator with that. You've already taken the 50-point test. That's why it says no calc, because I was, that's in case you hadn't had that.
We don't get a calculator with this, do we?
No, you don't get a calculator with this or with this. But, now listen to me, y'all. This is important. There are going to be some questions on the test, and you will have a calculator. So if I'm going to have a calculator, you need to know how to plug it in the calculator. Okay? So, can I plug this in with a fraction button? You can't. If you don't already know that, see, that's something that you might say, well, I'll do that on the calculator. I don't need to look at that. All right? And then you put that in the calculator with the fraction button. It'll just say you have an error. Is that what it says? Or it won't do it. Okay? It won't do it. So you have to use the division sign in order to give it to you. And remember that on a calculator, you see 4 plus 2i over 9i. Watch what it's going to look like, because it does look funky. 4, thank you. 4 plus 2i divided by 9i. Is that what it was? Oh, and I got to put parentheses. That's another thing you need to know, too. Y'all, you have to put parentheses. If it's just 9i on the bottom, you still have to put parentheses. Or otherwise, it'll just divide by the 9, and then it'll multiply whatever you get by an I, and it won't be right. Okay? It's very tricky. Yours didn't? This is what it's going to look like, a crazy answer, and then you have to go math, fraction, enter, and then, now look what you have to realize. This is 2/9 minus, and y'all, if you put 4 over 9i, I'm going to mark it wrong, because that's not. It's 4/9 times I. And you can put the I on the top, or you can put it in the middle. But if you stick it on the bottom, I'm going to think you read the calculator like that, and you didn't know what he was talking about. Okay? Now, there was another little problem that we had last period. Let me show you that one. I'm going to see if I can grasp that problem again. Okay, I did I to the 233rd power. We did that answer. What was it? We are so smarty pants. Y'all can do it right now. What is it? Thank you very much. All right, and so then I put it in my calculator, and this is what I got. Is that I? There's my I right there, okay? But I got to add this number to it. I'm going to write that number down, and then we're going to talk about it, okay? Yeah, that number is 1.7 e to the minus 12. What does that mean? 1.7 times 10 to the minus 12. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 7. Y'all, guess what that number is really, 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 really close to? 0. And guess what 0 plus I is? There you go. Okay? So, be sure that you understand the calculator is glitchy sometimes, and that's what he did. He got really close to 0, but he couldn't quite get 0 exactly. But close enough for NASA, that's pretty close. Alright? So, they don't even, they allow a variance greater than that. Okay, so anybody got a question about complex numbers, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing? Okay, so let's talk about two things, upper bounds and lower bounds. So, upper bound. What is an upper bound? First of all, C, I didn't know who that was, Bryce. C has to be greater than 0, and C is the root. We're going to call it, no, we're not going to call it. We're going to call it the possible root. You're dividing by. Okay? The possible root you're dividing by. All right, so C has to be, if I'm looking for an upper bound, C has to be what kind of a number?
Positive.
Thank you. Greater than 0 is a positive number. So C is greater than 0. And, come on, and the bottom row of synthetic division is all positive or zeros, because zeros, you're fixing to learn, zeros go either way. They can be either counted as a positive number or a negative number. Whichever one I need to use them as, they allow me to do that. All right? So if C is greater than 0 and the bottom row of synthetic division is all positive, then C is an upper bound. Okay? A lower bound. Now, guess what kind of number C has to be? Yeah. A lower bound. C is going to be less than 0, and the bottom row of synthetic division is alternating, not all negative, but alternating, plus, minus, and on like that. Then C is a lower bound. Okay, so this is what it means when it's a bound. If it's an upper bound, it says, hey guys, don't try any numbers above me because they're not going to work. Okay? So if my possible rational roots were plus or minus 1, 2, 3, 7, and 10, all right? I don't know what that would be, but anyway. And 3, I used 3 in synthetic division, and all the numbers across the bottom were positive, then would I try 7 and 10? No, because he's an upper bound. You see what I'm saying? So I don't. It's just going to help me narrow in my choices. And the same thing for a lower bound. If you try a number in your possible rational roots, and the numbers on the bottom of your synthetic division go plus, minus, then you can go, oh man, don't try any numbers lower than that number. They're not going to work. Okay? He's what's called a lower bound. All right. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do. Let's just work a problem. Okay, this is my example, and they didn't really have one I liked in the book, so I picked one off of page 125, which is your practice problem, number 68. Okay, and here's what it looks like. F of x is equal to 2x to the third minus 3x squared minus 12x plus 8. And here's what the directions are going to say. Find the least upper bound, so I want the smallest one, and the what? The greatest lower bound. Okay? Now, why am I saying it like that? Because, guys, yeah, if I said find me an upper bound, guess what you guys would do? You'd pick the biggest number up there on the possible rational roots, and you'd say, there it is, Miss Davis. Okay?
Is it going to be one of your roots, or is it just going to be possible?
It's going to be a possible rational root, okay? And actually, if we were being extremely picky and difficult, then I might start off with my possible rational roots, but then if only my possible rational roots were 2 and 4, and I found 4 to be it, then I would try 3. But we're just doing the possible ones, so we'll try 2, okay? So I made it a little bit easier for you. So yes, the first thing you're going to do is list your possible rational roots. They're just going to give you a place to start, okay? So that's that plus or minus P over Q. All of this is going to be on your test too, right? But you've already had a test over this, so you should be fine. The last are first, and the first are last. So that's plus or minus the factors of 8 over 2. So plus or minus 1, 2, 4, and 8. The factors of 2 are 1 and 2. So I put all of these factors over 1, and I get plus or minus 1, 2, 4, and 8. And then I put all of these factors over 2, okay? And the only one that really gives me anything is 1 over 2. Everything else is something I already have listed. So 1/2. Okay, so first let's find the least upper bound. Now, first of all, I'm only talking about the positive roots, right? Everybody got that? Okay, so there's 2 ways you can do this, guys. You can kind of play the odds and start in the middle, or you can start at the top and work down, or start at the bottom and work up. Okay? So, I'm going to play the odds. What do y'all want to start at? That's not playing the odds.
4.
Okay, I'll start at 4. Alright, now what am I looking for? All positives across the bottom. Okay, y'all remember this. Look, every exponent has to be represented in synthetic division. 3, 2, 1, 0. If I had left something out, you would have to put a 0 there. Okay, so bring down the 2. 2 times 4 is 8. Add and get, 5. Multiply and get 20. Add and get 8. Multiply, 32. So, 4 is an upper bound. Do you agree with me? Do I need to try, could I try 8? Would I want to try 8 for a root? No, that's what this upper bound is saying. He's saying, guys, there are no roots above me. Okay? I'm an upper boundary. Don't go above me. There are no roots above me. Now, is he the least upper bound? We don't know. What do we have to do? You have to try what? 2. Now, this is where I was saying that if you were maybe in a calculus class or something, you might get these to give you a good start, all right? But they might say 3. You want to try 3. Instead of just trying the possible rational roots, they might want you to try all the numbers, okay? So, 2, negative 3, negative 12, and 8, all the integers maybe. So, yes, choose these over. So all I'm looking for is, do they make positives? 2 times 2 is 4. That's 1. That's 2. Now what? I get a negative 10. So what's my upper bound? 4. Do you understand? Okay. Now we're going to find the lower bound. Personally, I like kind of playing those odds. I'm either going to start with, what kind of numbers am I looking for first? Negatives. I'm either going to start with negative 2 or negative 4. What do y'all want to start with? Negative 4. Y'all, even if you find it, you still have to try another one. Do you understand that? Okay. So, negative 4. Still going back to those same numbers. Now, this time, what do I want my bottom row to be? Yeah, I want it to alternate. Plus, minus, plus, minus. So, bring down my 2 and multiply. Add and multiply. Ooh, he's looking good. And add and multiply. And add. So, does 4 look good? Yes, he goes plus, minus, plus, minus. So what do I need to try? Yeah, got to go the other way, guys, because we want the greatest. That's supposed to be lower bound. Sorry. I forgot the word lower. The greatest lower bound. All right? So move up. If negative 4 works, try a smaller number. Or a larger number, sorry. So negative 2. So bring down my 2, multiply, negative 4, add, negative 7, multiply, 14, add, 2, multiply, negative 4, and add 4. Is negative 2 a lower bound? Why? It doesn't alternate. It goes plus, minus, plus, and you didn't make it. Okay? So what is my lower bound? Negative 4 is the lower bound. Okay, so that's not too hard, is it? Do y'all want to try one by yourself? Okay. This is number 69 on that same page. Okay. It looks like this. It's tricky, so be careful with it. It says f of x is equal to x to the 4th minus 4x to the 3rd plus 16x minus 16. Okay? I want the greatest, the least upper bound, and the greatest lower bound. What did you have to remember to do when you did synthetic division? You had to remember to put a 0 in there, guys. There's an x squared term missing. If you don't put that in there, you'll never get it right. Did 4 work? No. 4 didn't work, guys, because it went plus, minus, plus, that didn't make minus. Zeros can be anything. They can be positives or negatives. But a 4 gives you a positive. This can be a negative. This can be a positive. But that's not a negative. Okay? So, who do I try next?
Wait. Is 4 not the upper bound? 4 work.
Oh, it does. It's supposed to be all positive. Why is my brain doing that? Sorry.
I'm working on 2
Okay. Yeah, because I got to go next. 4 times 16 is 64. So that's a positive 48. All right, so 4 does work. 2. Thank you. So 2 doesn't work. So 4 is my up or down. 2's got a negative right there, which is what I want on the next one. Okay, so you have to be careful. I'll try -4. 1, -4, -8, 32, 32. Oh my word. -128, -1, 112. That's some big positive 400 number, so that's a big positive. So 1 minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. -4 works, right? So what do I do? Try -2? So 1, -2, -6, 12, 12, -24. What's that? -12, plus, minus, plus, minus, +24. Did -2 work? I got it working. 8, right? So plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. So now what do I have to do? Got to try -1. Does -1 work? Yes? Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, then it becomes 0, but 0 plays either way. Remember that.
I thought you were considered 0 positive.
0 can be either one. That's one of the rules. I mean, he could be, like if I had done this one and was trying to, I could have gone plus, minus, see what I'm saying? He could go either way. So there's -5, there's 5, 5, -5. Oh, there's an 11, so he's out. So it has to be -2 is the lower bound. Okay? So you have some problems like that on your worksheet. Tomorrow we're going to talk about writing equations if I give you the roots, and that's about all we lack.